Have you ever received a letter or email from your state government labeled as a compliance notices? If so, you might have wondered what it means and why you received it. In this video, we'll break down exactly what a compliance notice is, why states send them, and what you should do if you get one. Understanding these notices is important for both individuals and businesses, as they often relate to legal or regulatory requirements. Let's start by exploring the basics of what a compliance notice actually is and why it matters. A compliance notice is an official communication from a state agency or department. Its purpose is to inform you that you must meet certain legal or regulatory requirements. These notices can be sent to individuals, businesses, or organizations. They typically outline what needs to be done to comply with state laws or regulations, and may include deadlines or instructions for submitting documents, payments, or other information. Receiving a compliance notice doesn't always mean you're in trouble. It's often just a reminder to fulfill your obligations. Compliance notices are typically sent by state agencies responsible for enforcing laws and regulations. This could include departments of revenue, business regulation, health, environmental protection, or labor. Each agency has its own set of rules and requirements, so the content of the notice will depend on the specific area of compliance. For example, a business might receive a notice from the Department of Revenue about tax filings, while a healthcare provider could get one from the Department of Health regarding licensing. There are many reasons you might receive a compliance notice from the state. Some common examples include missing a required filing deadline, failing to renew a license or permit, not paying taxes on time, or not submitting required documentation. Sometimes, notices are sent as reminders before a deadline passes, while other times they may notify you of a violation that needs to be corrected. Understanding the reason behind the notice is the first step in resolving the issue. Compliance notices can arrive in various formats, including physical letters, emails, or even online portal notifications. Regardless of the format, they usually contain key information: the name of the issuing agency, a description of the compliance issue, instructions for what to do next, and a deadline for response. Some notices may also include contact information for questions or appeals. It's important to read the notice carefully and keep a copy for your records. Let's look at a typical compliance notice. At the top, you'll see the agency's name and contact information. The body of the notice explains the compliance issue, perhaps a missed filing or overdue payment. There will be a clear statement of what action is required, such as submitting a form or making a payment, along with a deadline. Finally, the notice may outline consequences for not responding, such as fines or penalties. Understanding each section helps you respond appropriately. Compliance notices are not just reminders, they carry legal weight. Ignoring a compliance notice can result in penalties, fines, or even legal action. For businesses, failure to comply could mean suspension or revocation of licenses, which can impact operations. For individuals, it could affect your legal standing or eligibility for certain benefits. That's why it's crucial to take every compliance notice seriously and respond within the specified timeframe. There are several types of compliance notices you might encounter. Some are informational, simply reminding you of upcoming deadlines or requirements. Others are corrective, notifying you of a violation that needs to be addressed. There are also enforcement notices, which may warn of impending penalties or legal action if compliance is not achieved. Knowing the type of notice you've received helps you determine the urgency and the appropriate response. Informational compliance notices are sent as reminders or updates. They might inform you about upcoming deadlines, changes in regulations, or new requirements. These notices are generally not urgent, but it's still important to read them and take any necessary action. Staying informed helps you avoid future compliance issues and ensures you're always up to date with state requirements. Corrective compliance notices are more serious. They indicate that you have failed to meet a requirement or have violated a regulation. These notices will specify what went wrong and what you need to do to fix the issue. They often include a deadline for corrective action. Ignoring a corrective notice can lead to penalties or further enforcement actions, so it's important to address them promptly. Enforcement compliance notices are the most urgent. They are sent when previous notices have been ignored or when a serious violation has occurred. These notices may warn of fines, penalties, or legal action if compliance is not achieved immediately. If you receive an enforcement notice, it's critical to act quickly and seek legal advice if necessary. The consequences of ignoring these notices can be severe. Compliance notices can be sent to anyone subject to state regulations. This includes individuals, small businesses, large corporations, nonprofits, and even government entities. The requirements vary depending on your role and the specific laws that apply to you. For example, a business owner might receive a notice about tax filings, while a landlord could get one about property safety standards. Businesses are frequent recipients of compliance notices. These can relate to tax filings, business licenses, employee regulations, environmental standards, and more. Staying compliant is crucial for business operations, as failure to respond to notices can result in fines or even suspension of business activities. Business owners should have systems in place to track deadlines and respond to any notices promptly. Individuals can also receive compliance notices, often related to taxes, professional licenses, or benefits eligibility. For example, you might get a notice if you forget to file your state income tax return or if your professional license is up for renewal. Responding to these notices on time helps you avoid penalties and ensures you remain in good standing with the state. Nonprofit organizations and other groups are also subject to state regulations and may receive compliance notices. These can relate to annual filings, charitable registrations, or compliance with specific state laws. Nonprofits should pay close attention to these notices to maintain their legal status and continue their operations without interruption. When you receive a compliance notice, the first step is to read it carefully. Pay attention to the issuing agency, the reason for the notice, and any deadlines mentioned. Look for instructions on what actions you need to take and what documents or payments are required. If anything is unclear, use the contact information provided to ask questions. Understanding the notice fully is key to responding correctly. Every compliance notice will have certain key elements. These include the name of the agency, a description of the compliance issue, a list of required actions, deadlines, and contact information. Some notices may also include information about penalties or appeal processes. Make sure you identify each of these elements before taking action. Once you understand the notice, it's important to respond promptly. Follow the instructions provided, whether that means submitting a form, making a payment, or providing additional information. Keep records of your response, including copies of any document sent and confirmation of receipt if possible. Timely and accurate responses help you avoid further issues. If you believe the compliance notice was sent in error, or you disagree with the findings, most notices will include instructions for appealing or disputing the issue. This might involve submitting additional documentation or requesting a review. It's important to follow the appeal process outlined in the notice and to act within any specified deadlines to preserve your rights. Ignoring a compliance notice can have serious consequences. Depending on the issue, you could face fines, penalties, suspension of licenses, or even legal action. For businesses, this can mean a halt to operations. For individuals, it could affect your legal status or eligibility for benefits. Always take compliance notices seriously and respond as required. The best way to avoid compliance notices is to stay organized and proactive, keep track of important deadlines, maintain accurate records, and regularly review your obligations under state law. For businesses, this might mean setting up reminders for tax filings or license renewals. For individuals, it could involve keeping personal documents up to date. Staying ahead of requirements helps you avoid surprises. Good record keeping is essential for compliance. Keep copies of all filings, payments, and correspondence with state agencies. Use digital tools or physical folders to organize your documents by year and type. This makes it easier to respond to notices and provide proof of compliance if needed. Well-organized records can save you time and stress in the long run. Technology can help you stay on top of compliance requirements. Many businesses use software to track deadlines, manage documents, and automate reminders. Individuals can use calendar apps or task lists to keep track of important dates. Leveraging technology reduces the risk of missing deadlines and helps ensure you respond to compliance notices on time. If you're unsure how to respond to a compliance notice, consider seeking professional help. Accountants, attorneys, or compliance consultants can provide guidance and help you navigate complex requirements. This is especially important for businesses or individuals facing significant penalties or legal action. Professional advice can help you resolve issues efficiently and avoid future problems. New businesses should pay special attention to compliance notices. When starting out, there are many requirements to meet, from registering your business to obtaining licenses and permits. Missing a notice can delay your launch or result in fines. Set up systems from the beginning to track compliance and respond to any notices you receive. Some industries are more heavily regulated than others. Healthcare, finance, and environmental sectors often have strict compliance requirements. Businesses in these fields should be especially vigilant about responding to compliance notices and maintaining up-to-date records. Non-compliance can result in significant penalties and damage to reputation. Many compliance requirements are annual, such as business license renewals, tax filings, or charitable registrations. Mark these recurring deadlines on your calendar and set reminders well in advance. Responding to annual compliance notices on time helps you avoid last-minute stress and potential penalties. Tax compliance is a common reason for state notices. Businesses and individuals must file various tax forms and pay taxes by specific deadlines. Missing a tax filing or payment can trigger a compliance notice. Respond quickly to any tax-related notices to avoid penalties and interest charges. Licenses and permits are another common area for compliance notices. Whether you're a business owner, professional, or landlord, you may need to renew licenses or permits regularly. Missing a renewal can result in a notice and potential suspension of your ability to operate. Stay on top of renewal dates to ensure continuous compliance. Environmental regulations often require businesses to submit reports or maintain certain standards. Failure to do so can result in compliance notices from state environmental agencies. These notices may require corrective action or impose penalties. Environmental compliance is especially important for businesses in manufacturing, construction, or waste management. Health and safety regulations protect employees and the public. Businesses may receive compliance notices if they fail to meet safety standards or reporting requirements. These notices often require immediate corrective action to address hazards or violations. Maintaining a safe environment helps prevent accidents and legal issues. Labor laws require businesses to comply with wage, hour, and workplace standards. State labor departments may send compliance notices for violations such as unpaid wages, improper classification of workers, or unsafe conditions. Responding to these notices promptly is essential to avoid fines and protect your workforce. With increasing focus on data privacy, states may issue compliance notices related to data protection laws. Businesses must ensure they handle personal information securely and report breaches as required. Failure to comply can result in notices and significant penalties. Staying informed about privacy regulations is crucial in today's digital world. Many states now send compliance notices electronically through email or online portals. Make sure your contact information is up to date with all relevant agencies. Check your email and online accounts regularly to avoid missing important notices. Responding to digital notices is just as important as responding to paper ones. To ensure you receive all compliance notices, keep your contact information current with state agencies. This includes your mailing address, email, and phone number. Outdated information can result in missed notices and unintended non-compliance. Update your details whenever you move or change contact methods. If you miss a compliance deadline, don't panic. Read the notice carefully to see if there's a grace period or instructions for late responses. Contact the issuing agency to explain your situation and ask about next steps. Taking prompt action can sometimes reduce penalties or help you get back into compliance quickly. If you believe a compliance notice is incorrect, follow the appeal process outlined in the notice. This may involve submitting additional documents or requesting a hearing. Be sure to act within the specified time frame and keep records of all communications. Successful appeals can resolve issues without penalty. Penalties for failing to respond to a compliance notice can vary. They may include fines, interest charges, suspension of licenses, or even criminal charges in severe cases. The notice should outline the specific penalties for non-compliance. Understanding these consequences can motivate timely and accurate responses. Most compliance notices include contact information for the issuing agency. If you have questions or need clarification, don't hesitate to reach out. Agencies can provide guidance on what steps to take and may offer assistance if you're having trouble meeting requirements. Clear communication can help resolve issues quickly. State laws and regulations can change frequently. Stay informed by subscribing to agency updates, attending informational sessions, or consulting with professionals. Being aware of changes helps you anticipate new compliance requirements and avoid unexpected notices. Many states offer resources to help you stay compliant. These may include online guides, FAQs, hotlines, or workshops. Take advantage of these resources to better understand your obligations and how to respond to compliance notices. Being proactive can save you time and money. To sum up, a compliance notice from the state is an official communication requiring you to meet certain legal or regulatory obligations. Always read notices carefully, respond promptly, and keep good records. If you're unsure about what to do, seek professional help or contact the issuing agency. Staying organized and proactive is the best way to avoid compliance issues and keep your affairs in good standing. Compliance notices are a normal part of interacting with state agencies. By understanding what they are and how to respond, you can avoid unnecessary stress and penalties. Remember, these notices are designed to help you stay on track with your legal obligations. Take them seriously, and you'll be well prepared for whatever comes your way. If you need more information about compliance notices or your specific obligations, visit your state's official website or contact the relevant agency directly. Many agencies provide detailed guides and FAQs to help you understand the process. Staying informed is the best way to ensure ongoing compliance and peace of mind. Thank you for watching our video on state compliance notices. We hope you now have a better understanding of what these notices are, why they're important, and how to handle them. Remember, staying proactive and organized is the key to compliance. Take care and stay informed.